It is with great pleasure and an honor to introduce our featured speaker tonight. When Larry and I met this young woman for the first time, she was 3 years old. She and her sister, who many of you met last year at last year's wine dinner, lived with their mother at the Center for the Homeless in South Bend. These two girls were our first Jackson Scholars, and now they are our oldest Jackson Scholars. They have become leaders to all the younger Jackson Scholars who look up to them. 6 years ago, their mother was arrested and incarcerated. As I said earlier, faith, love, hope, and light always conquer darkness. And believe me, these two young women have had many, many dark days. When their mother was incarcerated, their aunt and uncle, whom the girls did not know well, offered to become their guardians. We are so grateful for Karen and Doug Lambert. Karen and Doug, stand up, please. We are so grateful to Karen and Doug for opening their hearts and their home to Jolene and Marilyn and their willingness to join the JWAS family. Karen and Doug have not missed an event. They are at everything. Doug goes to the summer camp one day, fishes with the kids, and fries fish for all the attendees. They've just been amazing participants. Marilyn recently graduated Lalamere School in LaPorte, which is a boarding school. She was a residential life prefect her senior year, which she was the one who planned all the activities for the boarding students. She was a 4-year cheerleader, on the tennis team, involved in theatrics, and she graduated with a 4.2 GPA. Larry and I are so incredibly proud of Marilyn. She has excelled academically, and more important, she continues to overcome the adversity and darkness that could have consumed her. Marilyn is not only a Jackson Scholar, she is a bonus daughter. She and Jolie have a very special place in my heart. I spend time with them. I have had hard conversations with them when they were maybe not following the course that we felt they should be, as if they were our own biological children. They have, for the most part, listened to me. Marilyn maybe has not spoken to me for a little bit, but she always comes back. But she is an amazing young woman, and we are so excited for her future, which she's going to share with you tonight. Todd and Nancy Brown, Tom James, when they arrived this evening, they handed Larry a pocket square, which is a letter that was written by Marilyn. And Larry's going to read that to you before Marilyn comes to the stage.
Guys, you got to bear with me on this one. Dear Larry and Sherry, first of all, I would like to say thank you for all that you've done. The way you have managed to turn a tragedy into a miracle amazes me and takes amazing people to do such a thing. You both are like family to me. You have been there through the thick and the thin and have supported my family, and I am so in so many ways. And for that, I am forever grateful. For as long as I can remember, I have been thankful for your selflessness and the foundation. But the first time I truly realized how much you affected my life was my 8th grade theology class. In this class, we were assigned to make a project on a modern day saint. We had to choose a person from our own lives who we thought exhibited qualities other often found in saints. It didn't take long before I decided who to write about. I went against the rules and chose 2 people, the both of you. I wrote about your generosity, how strong you are, and how I dream of being like you one day. I also wrote about how I feel Jackson's presence all around me every day. While I no longer have the project, I meant every word I said in it. I find writing this letter difficult because I cannot express in words how grateful I am for both of you and all the things I have been able to accomplish because of the foundation that you have created. I love you so much, and I hope to make both of you and Jackson proud. Love, Marilynn.
Marilynn, please come up.
Sherry and Larry Swank are the most generous people I know. We are all under this tent today because of their generosity and their ability to turn a tragedy into a miracle. The family that they've created is proof of their selflessness. I've been a part of the JBoss family for about 16 years, and for as long as I can remember, I've been a part of this community. Over these 16 years, JBoss has taught me many lessons. I've learned the importance of leadership through the summer camps, and have also stepped up as a junior leader to be a role model for the younger Jackson Scholars. I've also learned the importance of being kind and generous no matter what, because you may never know what someone else is going through. These are just a few of the many lessons that I've learned. I first joined the foundation in 2008 when I was about 3 years old, and at the time, my sister, mother, and I lived in the Center for the Homeless in South Bend. As I was so young, I don't remember the early days of JWAS or the application process that my family went through. All I remember is that JWAS has always been in my life. My mother was an addict, which left us homeless at times, but the JWAS family and the Swanks always stepped up when we needed help. Because my mother was an addict, she was unemployed most of the time. This meant that it was hard to keep the power on or put food on the table, and worrying about how I was going to have lunch at school is not something a child should be concerned about. And thanks to JWAS and the Swanks, I never had to. They stepped up and paid for my school lunches and anything else that I might have needed so I could comfortably go to school and not feel left out amongst my peers. In 2018, 3 days before my 12th birthday and a few days before my 6th grade graduation, my mother was arrested. This left me fearful for what was going to happen next. I didn't know how I was going to get to school the next morning or what was going to happen to my dog, and I was overwhelmed with the countless thoughts and emotions running through my mind all at once, and the uncertainty made it hard to focus in school the next day. After I went to school, however, my Uncle Doug picked up my sister, our dog, and me, and from that point on, we lived with him and my Aunt Karen in Plymouth, a small country town far removed from the city I'd known. This was a rough transition for my sister and I. We didn't always see eye to eye with our aunt and uncle, and the emotions that we felt made us close ourselves off, and we stayed in our rooms most of the time. Slowly but surely, we came out of our shells and became more comfortable around our family. This transition wouldn't have been as easy as it was if it wasn't for the support from JWAS. Sherry and Larry met with my family and made sure that we had everything that we needed. Both at that time and over the years, the Swanks have been nothing but supportive, and I'm forever grateful. Although they were such an amazing outlet, I would not be here today if it wasn't for my aunt and uncle. They drove my sister and me 45 minutes to and from school every day for 2 years, and took in 2 young girls after having 3 grown daughters of their own. I owe them a lot for making me into the person I am today. With the foundation support, I've been able to accomplish many things that I would have never been able to otherwise. I recently graduated from Lalamere School, and I'm headed to Purdue University to study animal science and Without JWAS, I probably would be at a public school, unable to get the academic support that I need to excel. And I don't want to imagine what my home life would be like. So thank you to everyone who supports this foundation and made it possible to change so many lives. Thank you to all the Jackson Scholars and the families for being such an amazing community to lean on. Thank you to the Swanks, the JWAS team members, and the Board of Trustees for making the foundation what it is. And thank you to all of you, the gracious donors who made it possible to help so many families and give the gift of education to children who might not have gotten it otherwise. Thank you for all of your support and for helping Jackson's memory live through all of the Jackson Scholars. Thank you.